All right, guys, final example on translational circular motion. Here we've got a 2 kilogram mass whirled in a horizontal conical shape, like so. This is a big thing. This is 10 meters long. This is very big. And it takes 2.5 seconds to go around this path. First question is, what's the velocity? Well, simple as always. Velocity is distance divided by time. But in this case, the distance it travels is the circumference. And the time would be the period for one circle. So you get 2 pi r over the period. Here, the radius of this, 30 degrees here, the radius of this is going to be the opposite side of a right triangle. Here's your 10 meter side. Your hypotenuse becomes 10. You want to know the opposite there. It's going to be the sine of the hypotenuse, sine angle times the hypotenuse. Sine of 30 is a half. The opposite is half of 10, 5 meters. So I don't need to work that out. You guys can work that out. Velocity equals 2 pi times the radius of 5 meters divided by the period of 2.5 seconds. Grab your calculator. Pretty simple. 2 times pi times 5. Is that divided by 2.5 or 2 pi times 2? Easy enough. We get just about 12.6 meters per second. That's the speed, the translational speed. Now they want to know the tension. The force of tension. Here's the mass. Earth's pulling this thing down with force of mg, which is just 2 kilograms, 19.6 newtons. This thing is moving in a circular path like so. While it's moving in that circular path, this force of tension, some of that force of tension is sideways. We'll call it force tension in the x, and some of that tension is upwards, force tension in the y. The part that is responsible for keeping it moving in a circle, the centripetal force, is the force tension in the x direction there, that horizontal piece, and just that piece, which, if this is 30 degrees, is going to be the sine of 30 times that. So the centripetal force, mv squared over r, is equal to the tension times the sine of 30. And we are asked to solve for that piece. So you know m, 2 kilograms. You know v, 12.6 meters per second. You know the r, which was 5 meters. That's going to be equal to that multiplied by the sine of 30, which you remember is a half. All you got to do is solve for that. You grab your calculator. 2 times 12.6 squared gives you 300 and something, divided by 5 gives you 63, but then you have to divide that by a half or multiply it by 2, and you get the force of tension to be equal to 127 newtons. All done. Not too bad.